What's happening there, guys, and welcome back to another great video on our channel. Post Malone has been having a lot of success recently, but he revealed something that he was even more excited about. In this video, we're taking a look at Bob Dylan sliding into Post Malone's DMs. Number 5. Chatting with Bob Dylan. Post Malone is one of the most famous rappers in the world today, and he's one of those guys that has had to work hard for his success. Throughout his career, he's had hit after hit, and he hasn't stopped making new music. And it seems like he might be stepping things up when it comes to his craft. Post Malone recently came on the Jimmy Fallon show, and there, the two of them talked about a whole host of different topics. And one of those topics had to do with the fact that Post Malone and Bob Dylan had been chatting with one another. Jimmy had asked him casually whether he was in conversation with him, and Post cryptically replied to it by saying that he wasn't at liberty to say. But Jimmy did make the remark that Bob Dylan slid into his DMs, to which Post Malone agreed sheepishly. This was a very big deal for Post Malone, and there are plenty of reasons why that is.
Well, we did some Bob Dylan, and I think that's just about it, but I recorded a bunch that I never uploaded, but...
Number 4. Covering Bob Dylan. As we mentioned before, Post Malone is one of the rarest rappers in the music industry, and that's due to the fact that he worked hard throughout his career. This was evident by the fact that before he got famous, he used to have a YouTube channel where he used to upload videos of himself singing various songs. He talked about this with Jimmy Fallon as well, who, as it turned out, had a clip of him singing those songs already prepped. He then proceeded to play the clip for the entire audience. In the clip, Post Malone was sitting down, playing his guitar, and covering a song by Bob Dylan. He was just a youngster back then, so you can imagine just how big of a deal it would have been for him to have the opportunity to converse with Bob Dylan for reals. There's one other thing that showcases just how much admiration Post Malone had for Bob Dylan.
I want to show everyone a clip. This is teenage Post Malone, a.k.a. Austin Richard, covering Bob Dylan. Take a look.
Number 3. Tattoo of Bob Dylan. While he was talking about Bob Dylan on the show, he was exuding true happiness. On talk shows, it's a not-so-hidden trade secret that the hosts have already discussed what they're going to be talking about with their guests beforehand. This is why Jimmy switched tracks a bit and asked Post Malone whether he had any tattoos of Bob Dylan. Any person could see that Post has a lot of tattoos on his face and over his entire body, so it wasn't like Jimmy was shooting in the dark. To his question, Post Malone replied by saying that he had one on his left arm. This is yet another indication of his fascination with Bob Dylan and his music. It seems like if the two of them were to ever collaborate with one another, it would become an instant hit. Number 2. Save the Night. Speaking of collaborating, Post Malone is working on many things at the same time. He keeps working on his albums and new music while doing great things for the music industry as a whole as well. One piece of evidence for this is his new venture where he is spreading the message of Save the Night. He explained this by saying that a lot of music venues had been affected by the pandemic and were struggling to get back on their feet. This is why he was launching that initiative to bring them some awareness so they can once again hold great concerts. While he was talking about his new initiative, his passion could be seen and felt by everyone in the room. The entire audience cheered alongside him as he talked about it, and of course, Jimmy too commended him for taking up such a task. Number 1. Acknowledging his weirdness. While Post Malone has done a great many things throughout his career, which not only includes singing but acting as well, many people often disregard his opinion after taking one look at him. He talked about this on the show as well, and said that he doesn't find himself weird. Funnily enough, he did say that after he drinks a bit, he does understand what people find off about him. He then proceeded to talk about the gold he had put into his teeth as further evidence of his weirdness. He said that he didn't know whether the dentist had actually put in what he had requested, since he hadn't had the chance to weigh them. This all goes to show that Post Malone is a very lighthearted individual and doesn't take anything in life too seriously. He lives by a philosophy, which is one that we all should strive for, don't you think? These were some of the details of Post Malone being in conversation with Bob Dylan. Whatever the two end up collaborating on, it's sure going to make waves on the internet. This about wraps up our video, guys. Let us know what you guys think about this in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed our video, then let us know by smashing that like button, And if you haven't done so already, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so you don't miss out on future videos going forward. Until next time, take care and goodbye.